Hi, Preston Sandlin here with Home Inspection Carolina. Today I want to talk to you about home inspector salary. I know this is something that is asked a lot of times, and it's actually one of the most Google searched phrases, so could be why I'm making the video, but I'll never tell. No, but people who think about home inspection or whatever, they wonder, well, how much does a home inspector make, and what is a home inspector salary, and all that sort of thing. And I own Home Inspection Carolina here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm in several associations, go to several, so I know a lot of other home inspectors too in different areas of the country, which does vary a little bit on, but I think I can answer home inspector salary, or how much does a home inspector make. That's a common question. So first of all, you have to become a home inspector. You don't just start inspecting homes. A lot of states have a licensing process, so you're going to have to get licensed. In most of those states, you're really not going to make anything until you have a license. Some companies will pay you to train. We do that at Home Inspection Carolina. But you can't legally do an inspection by yourself until you get your license. Google which states are licensed. North Carolina and South Carolina, which we operate in, are both licensed. Georgia is not a licensed state. I know that, and there's different ones. Most states that aren't licensing, they sort of, what is quasi taking the place of that is you can become a certified. There's different ones. ASHI and INTRNACHI both have like a master inspector. I know one of the. I don't want to say one name and not say the other, because I don't want to start a war. Those organizations don't really like each other, but they both have a lot to offer. But some of the organizations, accreditations, sort of quasi take the place of that. You can say you're ASHI or INTRNACHI master or whatever certification. They have certain requirements you can take. I actually have both, state license and that, but I've been doing it a long time. But anyway, got to get licensed one way or the other, or got to get accredited somehow. I recommend going to work for a company instead of just going out on your own, because there's a lot to home inspections. Kind of like driver's license, it's sort of like there's what you learn in books and the actual driving process. And I don't think anybody's a really good driver until they're like at least 18, 19, 20 years old, because from 16 to, I have two daughters, and from 16 to 18, it's just, you learn. And it's the same thing with inspecting. I wouldn't go out on my own until I had learned and done some things. So then the question becomes, how much can you make? Do you want to go out on your own? Do you want to work for a company? I've done both. I worked for a company, several years, did inspections. It was fine. I learned a lot from that. I don't have anything bad to say. There were things, that I, like a lot of things, you think you can do better, so, mental note on those. And then I went out on my own. I was a one-man shop for years, and there were some things not great about that either, which, like, I had to work all the time. I was doing 2-3 inspections a day, going to bed, 11, 12 every single night. I was making good money, but oh my God, I had no life. So I kind of thought, I took the good and the bad of both of those, and I thought, what if I created a company where I would want to work? And that's what I did, Home Inspection Carolina. Basically, where it's kind of like you're working for yourself. You got the benefit of somebody marketing for you 24/7. You've got admin people scheduling for you, and all you have to do is inspections, and you can take time off. So anyway, enough about that. I know you were watching this to see how much you can make, and you're like, he still hasn't answered my question. So I would say there's a range. Most home inspectors in the United States, depending on how many inspections they do, how much they want to work. I would say on the low end, probably about 30-ish. to probably 6 digits, a little over 6 digits, depending on how many inspections they want to do. Probably the average is about 60 or 70,000 a year, depending on how many inspections they do. Obviously, most inspectors, now if they work for a company, they're going to probably be paid on a percentage basis. And you have to weigh everything out, and there's all different kinds of things. Some, there's a percentage, and then there's not, some maybe pay a lower percentage, but they provide some insurance or vehicle and stuff like that. Some pay a higher percentage, whatever. But I would say the average salary, if you want to know the average salary of an inspector, is probably about 60 or 70 for one that kind of does a normal amount, not kill themselves, but work a little bit. They're not part-time either. If they really want to push it, they do 6 digits pretty easily. Now they could, that's working for a company taking a percentage. They could, go out on their own, and you might say, well, Preston, they make more money, but you do have to account if you're out on your own, you've got a lot of expenses. I mean, you somehow got to market your company. That's a continual process because you're usually marketing to buyers and sellers, real estate agents. You got to do all kinds of stuff to stay on top of Google. You've got to market real estate agents if you're, and it's hard to do all this and do inspections. So you probably have to hire somebody to do that. You're gonna have to hire somebody to watch your phones because maybe in the beginning you can do it all, but if you start getting busy, you can't schedule inspections while you're in a crawl space or up on a roof. So even if you're out on your own, you're looking at, well, I get that full inspection fee, but I don't get, I only get this percentage. Well, you got to think about all those other costs. And then, if you don't get paid for an inspection, what are you going to do? You're going to have collections, and you got to have insurance, and you got liability. This is a high liability business. You got to have insurance, and you're going to pay for some things. You just are. It's just the nature of this business. But anyway, to answer your question, how much do home inspectors make? And again, I don't have scientific data or the exact average. I've just been doing inspections about 23, 24 years, and I know a lot of inspectors. I think the average salary is about 60 or 70 in that range. On the high end, probably about 110, 120. On the low end, probably about 30-ish if they're part-time. But that's, of course, my dog's barking here. And my green screen back here, and I have no virtual background. But since my dog is telling me it's time to end this video, I'm going to end it. Check out our website, homeinspectioncarolina.com. There's a lot of free resources on there. Whether you're a buyer, seller, or a home inspector, I invite you to take a look at our website. And hopefully there's some resources on there. Maybe you'll get some ideas, or there's just a lot of cool stuff. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Hit the subscribe button or the like. Actually, do both. That'll help. Thanks a lot.